Welcome back to the Canoe Cabinet Shop. It's been a long time, but I'm going to take advantage of the weather and work on a project I've been putting off for too long. My initial thought was to take a Moxon vise with me to the Philippines when I retired, but it looks like that's not going to happen. What I discovered last year when my wife and I went there was that the Philippines is a good place for me when I stop, but I'm not ready to stop now. Maybe in about 2 years I'll stop from my job, and I'm planning on doing a 6-month Philippines, 6-month United States, so I can do some stuff. Well, anyway, I actually need a bench for joinery projects, like when I make dovetail joints, like here. That's because my current bench, I don't have any vices on it, and I'm going to make a new bench eventually, but I had some maple scraps, and I'll tell you, it's hard to cut with the handsaw. Well, anyway, let me turn it this way. So I'm going to have a wheel on each end. And it's going to be about waist high when it's done, so that maybe just a little higher than waist high, so to make it easier for me to cut some dovetails and stuff like that. And then when it's done, I'm going to move it against this window, and so I'll have plenty of space between it. And if I don't know if anybody's ever looked at a countertop, but a countertop is basically 24 inches across, because that is the comfortable length that somebody can reach. Oh, a little unstable, but anyhow, I'm going to work on a Moxon vise. I might do a little bit more work today. Maybe I can cut the dovetails out of the end pieces, and maybe next week I got a 3-day weekend coming up, so maybe I can work on it for 1 or 2 of those days. My initial plan was to go hiking this weekend, but it's going to rain like all day there. And there's a difference being caught in the rain when you're walking and actually going setting up in the rain just to stay in the rain. If I want that, I can stay in my backyard tonight. So this is step 1 of my joinery bench, and I'll bring you guys along for the ride. And all my errors, of course, will be documented. It's the only way I can learn too. But anyway, I'm kind of glad that the weather forced me to stay in and work on this because I really have to get this done. I've been putting it off for too long. And just having the end pieces cut, or not end pieces, but just having the wood cut is in my world of procrastination is a big deal. My part of the thing that was slowing me down was I want to get some 4x4s for the legs, and when I make the base, I need a 4, and the obvious escaped me. I had all the stuff in the shed for making the top. So it's like I should have been working on the top instead of being a little frustrated that I hadn't gone and gotten the 4x4s. So I'm going to correct that, and now I'm going to work on the top. I'm going to get the top done, and then I'm going to go buy the 4x4s. I think it'd be easier to cut it also once I have the top built, because then I know exactly how high I want it. And one thing I want is, since I'm going to maybe be doing it for sawing, this is actually, because it's on my current bench now, and it's pretty close to my waist, or where my elbow bends. So this might be actually the right height that I'd want to make the thing. And I still haven't worked out the actual top for it. I was going to use some 2x8s that I have in here. But I'm thinking, I don't want it on top, so I'm going to have to make a some kind of ledge in the bottom, that I can lay the wood on, and that's kind of maybe a good idea, so that as I damage it, I can replace it easier. So I'll bring you guys along for the ride. There's a lot going on here. It might not look like it, but there's kind of a lot going on. So I'll catch you guys another day. Out. Okay, welcome back. Second part of my project for my joinery bench. I took my compass and I laid out on all the edges, how far in I want to go to start I'm going to make this the tailboard, the maple. And the reason I want to do that, because I figure it's going to be pushed in, and then I can look at the tails. Don't know if that really makes sense or not, but I want to have this the tailboard. Anyway, so step one when you do the tails is you got to make a line all the way over on all sides. When I do the pin board, I just have to do the sides, the big sides, not the short sides, because what's going to happen is I'm going to end up, when I lay out my tails, cutting away some of this, and the line kind of helps just define where it's going to be cut at, or the depth. And I'm debating and just looking at it. Let me take my square real quick. So I'm thinking between these two lines, I'm going to make I could make that just one big tail, but I'm thinking two might be, one would be easier to cut out. One would definitely be easier to fit too. I don't know yet. I'm thinking that's a big tail, but two, I don't know. Yeah, I might make two. I haven't totally decided. Yeah, that's part of the hard part about when you're designing furniture from the beginning instead of following it from a plan. It's a lot easier following from a plan that somebody has instead of trying to make it up in your head. Because one would go like this, there. I don't know. I don't know if two would look good when I mount it into the when I mount it. I don't know if it'd look good. Aesthetics are kind of important too, because it would be like that, and two pins or two tails would kind of look good, but I don't know if structurally I don't think it's going to matter. So maybe I'll just do one pin, one tail, excuse me. I guess you'll come back and find out what I decided to do. But I'll show you how I laid it out when I decide. So I decided to go with two tails. And I have it mounted. They're fastened to the leg of my bench. That's what I like about a Roubeau style bench. The leg is fitted into the top, and it's a great tool for clamping. Now this is hard maple, and I'm not really sure what saw I'm going to use to try to cut it. I might do a coarse cut with my cross-cut saw and then finish it out with chisels. We'll see. But anyway, that's what the tailboard's going to look like.